In this chart, you can see that there is a US and a European numbering system for needle sizes. Most needle packages have both of them marked on them. You can see right here, this is a 7010, and that corresponds to the European 70 and the US 10. In both systems, the bigger the number, the bigger and stronger and heavier the needle. It's important that the needle not bend or be deflected in any way as it goes down into the fabric and into the machine. That's because the needle has to be at a really specific point inside the machine in order to make a stitch. This is an older machine of mine that I'm going to use to show you how the needle comes very close to things underneath inside the machine as it goes down to make a stitch. So I've taken the throat plate off of this machine so that you can see down inside. This is the needle right here. These are the feed dogs. So every stitch that a machine makes, the needle goes down inside the machine, right through the fabric and down inside the machine, and something's turning around underneath, right? And that thing is the hook, and it comes through. See that little point right there, right next to the needle. That little point right there is the hook. And it is what is grabbing the thread and bringing it around the bobbin. Right next to the needle. You can see that if the needle is bent in any way, like if it's not strong enough and it gets bent and pulled away from the hook won't be able to grab the needle thread, right? And you'll get a skipped stitch. If it's bent this way, it might come down and hit the hook and break the needle or possibly damage this little fine point on the hook. So you can see how easily you can move a needle, right? So you want to make sure that you're using a needle that is strong enough for the type of fabric and the layers of fabric that you're using. This is also why you don't want to be pulling and tugging on the fabric as you're sewing, because if you're pulling and tugging on the fabric, you're also pulling and tugging on that needle, and it's going to end up hitting the hook or being too far away from the hook when it's time for that hook to come around and grab the needle thread. So you want to make sure that you have a needle that's strong enough for something like denim, strong enough and thick enough, the right needle size for something like denim or duck or upholstery fabric so that it doesn't bend as it's trying to push through the fabric. But at the same time, you don't want to use a bigger needle than you have to. Say, for example, if you use an upholstery, a really big, heavy needle on something like silk, it's going to leave big holes in your silk that you'll be able to see in your finished project. So you'd want to use a nice fine needle for that. You wouldn't need to have a super strong needle to push through the silk, and then it would also leave a nice small hole. This is why you want to use a chart like this when you're buying needles, or even just read the packages. They'll probably say on the package what type of fabric the needle is designed for.